Ben Boyer. Ben Boyer.
Hey, good evening. I'm Ben Boyer, and I will say that we got outsmarted by the Stop the Swap people to wear red on Valentine's Day. But next time we'll meet on St. Patrick's Day, maybe. I've been a resident here 16 years. I've been coaching soccer for about 12 years. We desperately need the space for soccer, and if you've looked at maps, there's not a lot of space out there. I'm sure there's some pie-in-the-sky ideas that you can convert a golf course into a soccer complex, but I don't think it's going to happen. With the modern sports facility, you get a better community. You get, in addition to adding soccer, you're going to have enhanced trails, landscaping, public facilities. With good design, you can mitigate some of the existing traffic issues. The plan will basically utilize better open space that's already there in a grossly dilapidated facility over at the Northeast YMCA. The YMCA will be better in the Vickery Center location. I discussed the issue with my father. He's a realtor, Century 21, for over 25 years over in Niceville, and he made the point that property values will actually increase. If you look at Gulf Breeze at Shoreline Park, property values are much higher, and that's a residential area with a park, with athletic facilities. My sister lived in Julington Creek in Jacksonville, and they had athletic facilities that increased property values nearby. My brother lives in Franklin, Tennessee. They have athletic facilities that have increased property value nearby. It's a win-win situation for the city. It's a win-win situation for youth athletics and for the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Emily Morgan.
First, hi, I'm Emily Morgan. I just want to share the love with everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. I started playing soccer at the age of 5. I've been playing my entire life. Recreational soccer was how I grew up. I now currently coach this guy right here, and I've been coaching him since he was 4. Back when I started playing, I was one of few girls that played, and I actually played with many of the men that are in the room tonight that have kids. I grew up playing soccer at Hitzman Park. That's the only field that was available back then. I love Hitzman Park. I don't want it to go away. It's not going away. We're going to make this an amazing, amazing park. So since I'm a product of youth soccer and continue to see so much growth, and I've been coaching since 2014, there are more girls and boys playing and have more access to soccer in Pensacola, and we want to continue to see that. Most of these kids play through middle and high school now and even go to college. And at a time that we're so worried about who they will become and how this fast-paced, technology-driven world will change them, shouldn't we be focusing our energy and resources into giving them a space to get physically active? The soccer fields don't just allow them to run around. We're teaching them teamwork, life skills, leadership, respect for themselves and for each other. And these new soccer fields, it is not a complex, will provide opportunities to help even more children. The additional space will allow for improvement in our local soccer programs. The very same kids that we afford this chance to play will be the adults who come back in 20 years in Pensacola and will pay it forward, just like so many of us here have tonight. The impact of these fields is all-encompassing, from the current generation of kids, like so many I've coached in this room, and to the next generation, this little guy. These kids are currently playing on outdated baseball and softball fields, divided up football fields, playing on open areas that are mostly dirt. They have no designated soccer fields. Hitzman Park will be a park for everyone to enjoy, not just soccer kids, everybody. So quality soccer fields is super important. Thank you.
Thank you. Kenny Morgan.
Good evening, council members and Mr. Mayor. My name is Kenny Morgan, and I currently reside at 562 Woodbine Drive in Pensacola, not the Woodbine Drive in Milton. I've been involved with youth soccer for over 30 years here in the Pensacola area, as well as the state of Florida. I've coached every age group from under 6-year-olds to under 19-year-olds, both boys and girls. Currently sit on the state of Florida, Florida Youth Soccer Association staff. Have I've coached Olympic development teams and just finished my 25th year as head coach at Booker T. Washington High School for the girls program. I'm definitely in favor of this. I'm definitely in favor of the improvements at Hitzman Park, and I've been hearing a lot of misinformation about what's going to happen. Nobody's going to play. It's going to be locked. Nobody else but soccer players are allowed. I don't think any of that's true. I think everybody wants to have a facility that'll involve all the kids for soccer, but I'm sure as in every facility, other sports end up playing there. Emily, she's there, started playing when she was 6. She was probably one of 12 girls playing soccer in Pensacola, and we did play at Hitzman Park. That's the only place the city had. The number of kids that have started their play soccer now from when Emily started to now is just astronomical, both locally and all over the United States. So thank you for considering the work that we want to do at Hitzman Park. But one thing I would like to add is about a gentleman named Dave Werdung, who I've known for over 30 years. A lot of information has been given out about him lately that is just not true. Dave has been one of the biggest advocates for youth soccer in Pensacola for over 30 years, and last night he received award from Pensacola Sports Association for his contributions to youth soccer. So Dave Werdung definitely has the right idea about youth sports and youth soccer in particular. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Robin MacArthur.
Hello, I'm Robin MacArthur. I am a lifelong resident of Pensacola. I remember growing up as a child going to Hitzman Park. So I love the park. We were very excited to get to go, have the opportunity to go there as a child. So I am also a realtor, a Florida licensed realtor, so I'm here to speak to property values and any misconceptions that there might be regarding negative property values with the improvement of a park here in town. I live in Cordova Park. I moved to Cordova Park because of all of the recreational facilities and the park that's available there. We have many parks available. The misconception that your property values will decrease because of that, it's just simply false. More people want to live around parks and have those opportunities for their families to be able to access all of those resources. And as for the why, I think it would be better served over at the Vickery Center. It's just simply a better facility. It's not that far away from where it is currently, so I just don't see the issue with it. But anyways, I just appreciate the opportunity to speak to you all and just address that misconception. Thank you.
Thank you. Travis Peterson.
Thank you, Council President. Travis Peterson, former Scenic Heights resident, current Cordova Place resident. 3 months ago, scores of children from every race and creed joined their families in asking you to support youth soccer. Thank you for your support then, and I appreciate your continued support for this worthy project. I also want to thank the mayor and staff for working with the Scenic Heights neighborhood. You've listened to their concerns and tried to address them, even when those concerns were shouted or yelled at you in a church lobby, or when they came through thinly veiled accusations of dishonesty and deception. For all the talk about not enough information, there's been a lot of time you spent with them, and I appreciate your efforts and your staff's effort to reach out to them. So let me set the record straight. This is not 3 new soccer fields. This plan expands the soccer space by less than 1/2 of 1 field. And the plan also improves parking, drainage, traffic flow, and amenities at Hitzman Park. It will still be a public park. These athletes, these young people, they don't play until midnight. They're elementary and middle school children. Their practices almost never last after 8 p.m. The space is too small for a tournament, so you don't have to worry about that. Period. Those are just the facts. So that's why I'm here tonight. I want to urge you and our fellow citizens to avoid the temptation to peddle in misinformation. Let's avoid the urge to engage in personal attacks like we've seen on some of the folks who have been prime movers and organizers for making youth soccer the success it is. And let's reject the whispered soft bigotry, yes, we heard it, of children not from our neighborhood playing at Hitzman Park. I'm not 100% happy with the new plan. I don't really like the smaller fields and the reduced parking, but I understand as part of a compromise, this saves some beautiful trees and hopefully makes this a project that everyone can get behind. I hope that same spirit of compromise exists on both sides of this discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Maya Nickinson.
Hi, my name is Mia Nickinson. I'm Ava, and we're here to talk to you about the YMCA land swap.
We actually play soccer, and I've been playing since 3rd grade.
And I've been playing since 2nd grade, maybe younger, so this affects us personally.
Yeah, we really need these fields. Like, in the fall, we play on one big football field, and we have to share it with football players sometimes.
I personally live down the street from Hitzman, and I walk to the park sometimes just to go play on the current field we have, which has a few goals. And whenever I go down there, there's no one there. Like, it's deserted. You might see 1 or 2 kids there if you're lucky. So the arguments that it's this amazing crowded park aren't true, because I go there and I don't see anyone there. This would not only be good for the YMCA, but also for us and also the Y. The Y would get a brand new facility that would be better. It'd also be good for the football and the baseball players, because they would have the actual fields they need and the sizes they need for it.
Our fields are not that great, and in the springtime, we have to split the football field into 2 soccer fields, and the goalie can't even kick or punt past midfield.
These fields are not only unsafe for players, but spectators alike. My own grandma fell and broke her ankle walking past the side. It was not on the field, it was on the sidelines where the people are supposed to walk. This is ridiculous. We need better fields immediately. We don't want this field for just us. We want it for the generations to come, like our kids, our grandkids. This will help everyone, and it'll help everyone.
Yeah, that's it. So, thank you. Thank you.
So Ava, you're next on my speaker list. So you're Ava. Okay, okay. So I want to make sure you got your chance. Okay. Whitney Volts. Whitney Volts. Whitney? Oh, he's over there. Okay. Sorry. Didn't see you.
I'm Whitney Volts. I reside at 2050 Galt Road, Pensacola, Florida. I too, just like Emily and several others in here, grew up playing soccer at Hitzman. I remember when Spanish Trail was a dirt road. We had Indian walks through the park at Hitzman. We had Camp House. We had Optimus Fun Day. A lot of things that created a lot more traffic and others than soccer. I also played there. For 12 years, I worked full-time for the City of Pensacola Parks and Recreation, where I guarantee you I signed up more kids in soccer than anyone in this entire room right now, this chamber right now. I recruited coaches to come coach those kids, and the reason I'd recruit coaches is because we had so many kids coming to sign up to play soccer. We never once turned anybody away, and I guarantee you that's the case now. They will not turn anybody away unless you're late on registration. If you're late on registration, they'll even then work with you if you might be willing to coach or possibly, make a team a little bit, with the right numbers. So no field's ever been locked. There's been nothing that's ever constricted anybody from ever joining a recreational team with the city. Mallory Heights does not have any kind of irrigation, electrical things, facilities as far as bathrooms. The money that would have to be spent on infrastructure alone at Mallory Heights would detract for that monies that has already been allocated for the actual fields themselves and the improvement of those fields. Hitzman was the place to play soccer because there was a playground there. Roger Scott, there was nothing there for a while, and all of a sudden now there's fields but no playground. So now they've got a little bit of a playground, but Hitzman's Park used to be the best park, and it still is in my, since mine as well. Nothing's going to change with that. It's actually going to get better. No one's going to be kicking anybody out. It's going to be, a matter of fact, inviting more people in. More people will be willing to come there because it'll be nicer fields. Nothing against the field crews, but playing soccer on football fields and baseball fields that are overused, it's a goat run. I pay some of my money to have my son who plays soccer go out of our city so he can play on fields that are worth him playing and want to improve on. I'm a parent of soccer players, swimmers, disc golf players, all sorts of stuff, and nothing bad is going to happen from making this park a better place.
Thank you. And our last speaker is Steve Willis.
I'm Dr. Steve Willis. First, thanks of all to the mayor and to the city council. I'm a 28-year resident of Scenic Heights neighborhood. I'm a 20-year soccer coach, started coaching at Hitzman. Coached that little fella back there, he's grown a bit. We used to ride our bikes to Hitzman and play soccer there. I'm a family practice and sports medicine doctor. I work on Spanish Trail, been walking to work lately. First of all, I didn't realize, I want to thank these people in red. I didn't realize that the supporters of the mighty U12 Red Wing soccer teams would wear their red shirts tonight. I would have worn mine. Go Red Wings. Seriously, I want to bring up a couple of points that haven't been touched on. First of all, thanks to the city council and the mayor for helping work out compromises, because I think this is a very important issue. And I can tell you from my connections in sports over the last 20 years, there's a huge silent majority out there. I know there's a very vocal minority that are speaking up, and more power to them. They have the right to it, but there's a giant majority of people that support this issue. My main issue is this: child safety, something that no one else is talking about. We've been trying to play at Roger Scott. We've been trying to accommodate 5 different major sports at Roger Scott. Those fields are overused. Go walk them. They're ruts. They're holes, they're potholes we can't fill. They're terrible. I have personally toured almost all of the major land available for city parks in the area, and by far and away, Hitzman is the safest place for kids to play. Not just soccer, lacrosse, or anything else. It's far away from the road, so kids won't be running into the road to chase a ball. It's got adequate off-road parking. These other places that people are talking about don't have any of those things. You can't put a soccer field right next to a busy road, especially for little kids. This is not a complex. It's 3 fields that are currently being used for sports and will continue to be used. The imprint is changing by maybe 10–15%. We need fields there. We need the YMCA swap to improve parking, to improve entrances and exits. That's what we get when we obtain the Y, but we still use the same land that's currently being used for sports. Thank you for your support.
Thank you.